Guess who's back in the house? Here's click clack in the bow. I hope that you guys are having a wonderful new year. It is 2020. This is my first post of 2020. I am coming to you guys live from Montreal. It is freezing here. It's about 10 degrees outside. I'm loving it. I am staying in the gay village in Montreal, and I'm actually going to do a video about the gay village in Montreal. But this video is not about that. Coachella dropped their 2020 lineup, and there are a lot of controversies. Sorry about that. That have come out because of this lineup. And so Coachella this year is weekend one is April 10th through the 12th, and weekend two is, I believe, the 17th through the 19th. Weekend one, unfortunately, is sold out, and weekend two tickets are currently on sale. General admission tickets are about $430. That's right, $430 US for about 3 days of all-day concerts. And it's the largest music festival in the States. In this video, I'm going to discuss how Coachella has been billed in the past as anti-LGBT. And this year, it is being billed as Gaychella due to the number of LGBT artists who are in the lineup. There are about 11 queer artists who are performing, including Frank Ocean, Lil Nas X, Kim Petras, Pabllo Vittar, I'm probably butchering her name, Brockhampton, Anna Calvi, Girl in Red, Conan Gray, Mika, Orville, Peck, and Mannequin Poussey. I'm going to give you a rundown of some of those artists who you may know and some of them who you may not know. So let's get into it. Oh, and I'm in my Airbnb right now. I know the lighting looks kind of weird. It's all that I have. So don't judge me. I don't have a beauty ring light right now. And I'm wearing a blanket because it's freezing in here. I need like a space heater or something. And so the headliner for the second week is Frank Ocean. And some websites have stated that Frank Ocean might be the first out queer artist who has headlined Coachella. And that is huge. Frank Ocean is a 2-time Grammy-winning artist that has 2 albums out. He first came out as a ghostwriter and then joined hip-hop collective Odd Future in 2010. He came out in 2012 in an open letter that he published on his Tumblr account, citing his first true love was male when he was 19. The LGBTQ plus community has come out in support of him because of his coming out. Lil Nas X had the #1 song in 2019 with Old Town Road. He received 6 Grammy nominations and 1 American Music Award. He came out as gay and stated he wanted to do it at the height of his career and not when it was over. And I applaud him for that decision. And it was actually a great moment for the Black LGBT community because of his coming out. And it was during the time where, we had Janelle Monáe, who came out as pansexual. And so I actually hoped that more Black musicians would come out after he came out. And I think it would be such a moment if Lil Nas X and Frank Ocean performed together on stage. Petras is a controversial artist from Cologne, Germany. She is 27 and trans. I actually had no idea that she was trans until she came out in a interview in mid 2019. She dropped an album around Halloween that was produced by Dr. Luke. Kesha was entangled in a court case to be released from her contract with her record label and Dr. Luke. She alleged that she was raped by him. People have been protesting Petras's music since she worked with him. And I was actually surprised that she would want to perform at Coachella, considering the backlash she has received from working with Dr. Luke. Like, why would you want to still be caught up in controversy? Pabllo Vittar is the biggest drag queen in the world, outside of RuPaul, of course. Her debut album, Va Passar Val, I know I butchered that, sorry, featured guest vocals from some of Brazil's top queer musicians. She has also collaborated with Diplo and Charlie XCX, cementing her as one of Brazil's biggest pop stars. She even performed with Lady Gaga when Lady Gaga performed in Brazil. And she is definitely someone to watch. Brockhampton is an LA rap collective with 13 members. That's a lot of people. The lead performer and founding member, Kevin Abstract, is an out and proud gay man. During interviews, he is candid and explicit about the difficulties and pleasures of being a gay Black man, from coming out with his homophobic family, being criticized for rapping too much about being gay, and his relationships and sexual activities. In 2018, they had the #1 hip hop album on Billboard when it debuted. Anna Calvi is a 39-year-old English singer-songwriter. Her accolades include 3 Mercury Prize nominations, 1 Brit Award nomination, and she has 3 albums. Her first album came out in 2011. The lead single from her third album is called Don't Beat the Girl Out of My Boy. The song reflects on how soon children are restricted by gender. Calvi addressed her sexuality in her third album, and that album is called Hunter. Girl in Red is a Norwegian indie pop singer. Her single, I Want to Be Your Girlfriend, has gained over 40 million streams on Spotify and was listed at number 9 on the New York Times list of the 68 best songs of 2018. Conan Gray is an American recording artist and social media personality in the dream pop category. He is from Texas and was discovered on YouTube. His channel has 1.66 million followers. When his song Idle Town went viral, he was contacted by a producer. He is best known for his debut EP, Sunset Season, and has gained over 160 million streams online. Mika is a Lebanese-born English recording artist and songwriter. He was named the number one predicted breakthrough act of 2007 in an annual BBC poll of music critics. Mika released his first full-length studio album, Life in Cartoon Motion, on Island Records in 2007, which sold more than 5.6 million copies worldwide. He was beloved by blogger Paris Hilton and has been extremely successful ever since his debut album. He topped the UK singles chart in 2007 with his single Grace Kelly. I interviewed him once for a newspaper that I was working for. I Was Cool once. I interviewed Iconopop, Esther Dean, and Skylar Gray for the same publication. Orville Peck is a gay Canadian country musician. He released his debut album, Pony, in 2019 and is known for wearing a fringed Long Ranger mask. Pony was released on Sub Pop Records in March, and his songs made him an outlaw in a genre not known to embrace gay urban cowboys. The New York Times wrote that the 4 music videos from Pony drip with Brokeback Mountain homoeroticism. Mannequin Poussey, and I'm actually mispronouncing Poussey because I don't want this video to be demonetized, but you can use your imagination on how it is pronounced. They are a queer American punk rock band from Philadelphia. They have 3 albums that have been released, and the most recent album, Patience, was released in 2019. They are the only individuals on the lineup of LGBT artists who have released a statement about why they decided to perform at Coachella. The statement reads, "We took time to discuss this decision, but ultimately decided that as a band who wants to share our music with the widest audience possible, and as a band with women, POC, and queer members, we wanted to be represented and seen at a music festival on this level." They went on to say that Coachella as a music festival does not explicitly donate money to anti-LGBTQ groups, but the owner of AEG, Philip Anschutz, the corporation that bought Golden Voice, which is the company that puts on and books Coachella, has a history of donating his money to anti-LGBTQ orgs. According to tax records that Pitchfork found, he and his organization may have stopped doing so in 2016, but who knows what old rich white men really do with their money, and I don't know what they've given to since. And this comes to my next point. AEG is owned by Philip Anschutz. He is one of the richest people in America with a net worth of $12.9 billion, and he has given large sums of money to the Alliance Defending Freedom, the National Christian Foundation, and the Family Research Council. These organizations are anti-queer. The Family Research Council, which expressly says on its website that it believes that homosexual conduct is harmful to persons who engage in it and to society at large. Coachella is a extremely successful event. In 2017, it raised $114 million. If queer people purchase tickets, are they putting money in the pockets of organizations that want to strip them of their rights? If queer musicians perform, are they supporting organizations that want to strip them of their rights? I'm curious what you all think. Will you be purchasing tickets to Coachella? There are a number of people who do not want to support Coachella, but they actually go down to the area and they go to parties and alternative music events, and they don't support Coachella that way. In LA, half of the city travels down to Coachella for the festival. I will not be purchasing a ticket to Coachella. However, I do want to go down to Palm Springs to go to different alternative music events that are happening in the area. I almost ended the video without getting back on. I just wanted to talk about how expensive Coachella is. You don't just pay for a general admissions ticket, you also have to factor in other costs. Clothing is a huge cost. You cannot go to Coachella without presenting a look. And I know you've probably have seen photos of Coachella wear on Instagram or online, and a lot of people seem to be wearing a very sexually suggestive look. Coachella is in the middle of the desert in the summertime, well, early spring, but it can reach about 110 degrees, and there are sandstorms that occur. So I would not wear my Gucci. I would not wear anything high end. I would go to Zara, H&M, all of the cheap stores and try to find clothing that you will only wear one time, because you will be covered in sand and sweat. And when people leave the music festival, if they're general admission, they do not look cute at all. So that's why you see people wearing as little clothing as possible, because it's extremely hot. Also, you have to think about your lodging. Hotels during that weekend are on average about $1,000. Uh, and most hotels are actually sold out in January. And so I would look into an Airbnb or staying on the actual grounds in some type of camper. I actually don't know how much those are, but I do know that they are pricey. Also, food will be about $60 a day at the grounds or off-site. Also, transportation. How are you going to get there? Are you going to rent a car and drive down? Or are you going to fly to Palm Springs and then rent a car and fly down? And I think now they have an option where you can park um, maybe like 20 or 30 miles away from the campgrounds. And then there's a shuttle that takes you in. So if Coachella is something that you do not want to support as a queer person, I would suggest that you support local queer musicians and other queer artists who need your support. In LA, there is a nightlife group by the name of Ostbahnhof, which is a German word for train station. And they are behind a I forgot to mention that Ospinoff is a underground queer party that was founded by trans women of color, and they are behind a queer music festival that's coming up in February. The dates are the 20th through the 23rd, and it's going to occur in Mexico City. And it's a mixture of music festival, um, art, as well as drag performances. And the all of the artists come from all over the world. And it's gonna, oh, excuse me, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. It's like 3 a.m. here. I have a flight in like 6 hours. I'm exhausted. So sorry. And so um it actually looks like it's going to be really cool. I'm doing a lot of traveling in February because it's my birthday month. And so I actually want to go to this because it looks exciting. And so I will put up info about the party or the festival at the end of this so you can have more information. And so I will put that up now. If you haven't already, please like and share this video and subscribe to my channel. And if you're looking for a great present for a friend who has everything, please purchase a copy of my book, A Love Like Blood, available on Amazon. Check the pinned comment for the link. Besos.